estate gets real.
I'm Rachel Davis.
And I'm Kate Baldwin.
I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can never miss.
Okay. Welcome back to REI Baddies, the podcast where we highlight real investors doing real deals. No fluff, no theory, just stories and strategies straight from the people in the trenches. My name is Rachel Davis.
And I'm Kate Baldwin. And if you love our content, please smash that subscribe button. And you can actually schedule, like, we are out every Monday at 6 a.m. So make sure that you ding it and make sure you get that on your calendar. And definitely share this if you're inspired.
Today, we are joined by someone who has made such a name for herself, both within the Gator community and Owners Club. She's got a killer eye for design that transforms fix and flips into profitable homes. She's also worked on new construction and hotels. Birdie Nixick has been helping flippers bring style and strategy together so their deals sell faster and stand out on the market.
And she's in Charleston. Birdie, we are so obviously pumped to have you here. So let's dig into it.
Thank you, ladies. I love that. I love that you love Charleston. I love it too.
Girl, so sidebar really quick. My best friend in the entire world, born and raised in Key West, our parents were like pregnant naked on Bay Honda Bridge. They lives there. They own the Marco pizzas, like the Mario or Marco. There's like 5 of them. Anyways, they own all of them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now I have to try the pizza because I don't think I've had it.
Yeah, it's just like Domino's, but like nicer.
Okay. Well, we'll try it. I've got kids who eat pizza.
There you go. Girl, I'm so excited to have you here right now.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Birdie, can you tell us how you got into your first real estate deal and what drew you more toward the design side of the business?
Yes, I would love to. So when I discovered SubTo as a thing, I actually found the Gator community first, because I was like, how do we have this money? What do we do with it? I'm not a big stock market person. I really honestly just don't know a lot about the stock market. I would buy stocks based on, I don't know, the logo. Like I would buy wine based on the label, which I don't even drink anymore. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know enough. And I don't have the patience to like study it.
Right.
So I found Gator very quickly thereafter, they kept talking about SubTo or whatever. And I was like, what is this? So then found that and realized, oh, I need to understand the language of creative finance before I lend on it or invest in it. So I jumped into SubTo and then there was no looking back. So like we all do, learning is somewhat uncomfortable. And until you can go teach it to someone else or try to use the words, it just lives up here and it gets scary. So my husband we were calling on pre-foreclosures. We were door knocking. He was really door knocking and I would go in for like appointment number 2, like the sweet lady with white hair. Who's going to say no to me? So he called on a pre-foreclosure, and we always, obviously, before you call, you want to look up the property. Well, it was listed. So we ended up, I went to walk it, and it was just a very interesting thing. And so obviously the agents knew that it was in pre-foreclosure. And so I walked it, and it was the first time I was like, I'm just going to talk about the thing. And I started talking about SubTo, and they were actually very open to it. The short of it was within 2 days, they basically said, it's yours. And we gave the listing agent like $2,500 because they were going to, in 2 weeks, walk away with nothing. And so we said, we'll give you $2,500. We came in with a private money lender to do the arrears. And our goal was to wrap the property. So anyway, it was about 3 months after we joined SubTo, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Wow. And it's kind of like when I play a sport that I haven't, like golf. When I go out and play golf for the first time, you would think I'm like, oh, I'm going to be pro. I'm going to be on the tour.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then when I start to concentrate on it, I suck. So it was sort of that beginner's luck kind of thing. And because then as you get like, try to get really pull the different levers or whatever, you realize, okay, it maybe is a little bit more nuanced than that easy. And what ended up happening was our initial goal to wrap it turned into a big fat nightmare. And just meaning we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to market it. We didn't know, we had a couple of people trying to help us.
Real estate? Were either of you in real estate?
No, so we lived in Southern California before we moved to Charleston. So in Southern California, we had done our own like fix and flips, but it wasn't like we were doing it because we knew we could make money, but it was like a side hustle. And I was an actress for 30 years.
Got it.
And in addition to that, I also had a design company. So I started my design company, and because I had all these relationships,
Right.
the fix and flip thing came easy.
Natural.
Yes. So that was our experience with real estate, right? So it wasn't really like investing to like with different.
Well, yeah, because you're putting in like the SubTo and the wraps. I mean, this is some technical stuff.
Creative stuff we
creative
were not
stuff.
doing. Right. So it was a little scary. Anyway, we ended up pivoting away from wrapping because we had a lot of tire kickers. We were spending a lot of time on almost getting someone to the finish line and then they would disappear. So I did not like that. I don't maybe have a lot of patience. I'm getting more and more patient with things. So we ended up midterm rent. I put furniture in there. We did midterm rental, and the thing has cash flowed bonkers since then. Bonkers.
Let's go.
And so then our next deal wasn't for another May to October, whatever that is, 5 months. 5 months later, then we actually wholesaled something. This is when wholesaling was still legal in South Carolina. It's not legal.
Double close?
We did double close. We double closed it. And it was also a foreclosure situation.
Yep. Got it.
So, and then, now we've moved into like taking big bites off of large elephants and things like that. So
What does that mean?
well, just
Yeah, I was about to say.
grabbing deals now, not being afraid of, so I think one of my superpowers in Rachel, you had asked this question with design, because I had a design company, I am very good at understanding a best and highest use of a property. And I always have been good at that. But I think when you enter in a new sphere and you're like, you feel like you have to follow rules. And so I didn't really trust myself initially. Now I've pulled all that back and gone, oh no, I actually do know what I'm doing. And I need to trust that voice.
Yes.
So I've leaned more into that. And now we just basically, I see a best and highest use of a property. And part of my design background now is I've brought it full circle into the investment space, and I consult on other people's projects now. So I fly around the country and I will consult on the design elements, and I'll even do, like this is the floor plans shifts that you need to do. This is the target you should aim for as far as like the market and who you should be marketing to. I'll help if they're new. Most people kind of already know what they want to do with the property, and then they bring me in. So I don't do that a lot. But if I'm in a conversation with someone and they're completely missing it, I will just say, listen, I'm going to give you some unsolicited advice. And I just tell them, like, this should not be a hotel. This should be workforce housing, and you should convert it or whatever.
Can you tell us like a cool project or a couple of projects that are some of your favorites that you've worked on?
So, well, I can tell you this one was before I got into the community, but I did a 10,000 square foot meat packing warehouse in Culver City, California, that was just what you would picture a meat packing warehouse to look like. And I was hired by a very, very big music manager to create, he bought the building and we were making it into his offices. And so I had one assistant that was part-time at the time. And I basically came in and he needed it quickly.
Of course.
Which, you know, it's like, I need it. Can you get it done in a week? Not really. But it was like, he bought the building end of February. We hired the GC and got the basic layout and everything. And they did the plans. And I think we demoed everything in third week of March or end of March. And they moved in first week of June. That's how fast I did it.
Did it have brick? I just think
It was brick on the outside.
Was
The
it? I
ins-
just imagine like this really
the
cool brick
inside, well, it was brick, but it was not good looking. Like
Oh, okay.
we painted part of the building outside, but the inside was floor to ceiling epoxy with fluorescent lighting and
Nice.
super, super high, you know, like 25-foot ceilings.
Did
with
they
just,
have
like,
a freezer?
fluorescent bulbs. So there was actually 3 separate rooms. So there was one area that was more offices, one area that was probably where they kept the cold storage. And then the front of the building was maybe a lobby. Do people have lobbies? I don't know. Like
I don't eat meat.
Well,
They-
oh,
they
okay.
don't have
And then
a-
the back warehouse with these big, you know, drive up double doors where the trailers would come in. And
You have before
You're
and
gonna have
after
to
photos?
send me some photos because I'm like, I'm gonna have to, like,
it was a really
that's
awesome.
awesome. That's
It was
awesome.
I would love to include if you have before and after
Yes.
photos, just even in the links so people can see what you're capable of doing.
I'll put it
on
in.
social.
Okay.
Look, the more you give me, the more I share.
Okay, I'll send them to you. I don't have them. They're on another phone. So
Yeah, no-
when I switched all the pictures, but I'm sure I have before and afters. It's very cool. So that was a really fun project. And let's see, I would say the other project was, I don't know.
Done any historical spots in Charleston yet?
What's
Have you
that?
done stuff in Charleston yet?
I have done, well, I'm currently working on one's on the market now. So that was a luxury, not a luxury. I would say a B+ fix and flip.
Historical?
What's
'Cause
that?
you guys have a lot of historic, like
Yes, a
Charleston,
lot of
like,
his-
a lot of history, a lot of rules like we do in Key West.
Yes.
So, because you're a very historical, I'm sure you guys have the same thing as HARC, which is what we have, which is basically you can't change the outside of the house.
So we have BAR, which
Yeah.
is Bard of Architectural Review, same thing. Yes, we have a lot of very old buildings, which I have not done. I haven't gotten my hands on one
You're
of those
gonna do
yet.
that, you and I.
Yes. Oh, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm very much into doing that. So I do have a project in Savannah that I'm also doing that
Ooh.
that actually might end up being, just because it was really challenging for another person in Owners Club. They live in the Dakotas. I forget which one, north or south, but so they weren't on site. I've been sort of the point person, but I don't do project management. So that's something that unless it's in Charleston, I don't even offer project management just because of my proximity. And this project is just 2 hours away. And although I'm not project managing, I'm there more than I typically would be. This house was essentially sinking. And something going on in this neighborhood, and I don't know all the history, but there's a water thing, like there might have been a big creek under this whole thing, and they did infill. And there are some houses that have struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't have
this-
like a concrete foundation, mostly like
No, this house did. It has actually, there's like a basement, but it was really more, I think, there's like a big sub pump down there. So it was more just to get keep the water out of the ground
right.
under the house. So there was a lot of, the house was like really crooked. Like it was a house where, I don't know if you guys have experienced this. When you walk in, you can get nauseous.
Yeah, that's like a lot of the houses in Key West. I mean, they were all
Yes.
built in 1800.
I've never had that happen before. That's interesting.
Oh, the foundation just kind of falls. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you're walking through the house, you get like sick to your stomach because you're not on level ground, and the windows even look like this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it was a doozy. So there was a lot of money that he had to sink, no pun intended, into the foundation and build it up. And we have gotten to the point now where we're almost at the finish line and it is gorgeous. So I had this real estate agent who the investor hired, bought the property through, and has hired him to sell it on the back end. And he walked it the other day and he called me and he goes, "This is looking really good." And I think
you're doing everything from, even because I obviously, being an agent, I think of design, I think of like after it's already done. So you're like going in and doing like, this is what the kitchen should look like. This is what the bathroom should look like.
oh yeah,
What
yeah.
the layout should look like. That
Mhm.
is such a great perk in this community, because I
Yeah.
actually haven't seen anyone that's been doing that.
I think I might be the only one. No, my friend Dina Wakeman, she also is a designer and she's in Southern California. I don't know what her model is. But she has
That's
a
pretty
design
awesome.
business in Southern California. So I do like 3 tiers, but I fly around. I refuse to do anything on the computer, which some people don't like, but I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to have you hire me on a project that I know nothing about the town. I know nothing about the neighborhood. I need to be boots on the ground because I think it's very important to understand the dynamic of a neighborhood and the dynamic of the end user. Why would you not want to know that
This
the
goes dry. I was gonna say-
nicest restaurant close by is, Kentucky Fried Chicken? I
Listen,
need to
I'm
know
with
that.
you like 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah. You have to know these things because otherwise I'm always going to see things through the lens of like, let's make it beautiful.
Or let's
But-
make it coastal, or like, and that might not be a
Right.
coastal town, or make it like charming and Southern charm because you're in Charleston and it's like, no, that does not work here.
Right.
Like, you're not going to sell this house.
Right.
I
And
that
so, yeah. And so there's another project that I worked on that was just a little motel. And here's the catch. It was really ugly, but it's in an area that is, I know because this is what I geek out on. I geek out on researching what's coming in, who's migrating in, who's migrating out. Are people leaving? Are people moving in? Why, if they're leaving, why are they leaving? Like, it's important to know that because it could just be that they're priced out of the market, which you know what I mean? But sometimes they're moving out because like the town is dying and no one wants to live there anymore because there's a paper factory that smells like farts all the time. I don't know, that can
Or just
happen.
planes driving by or something. Yes.
Something. But this particular location has been rural and it's not been great, but I know for a fact there are 3 massive companies. One has already started moving in and building their campus, Google. And then there's another 2 factories, manufacturing factories for automobiles that are moving not too far away. And what's happened is this is along the route of the freeway from a major interstate that goes from those factories to the port. So this motel is going to be really cute, single unit workforce housing. When I say cute, I just mean not what it looks like now. It's not going to be like, I'm single and I'm going to rent one with a girlfriend and we're just going to have a little staycation. Not that. It's workforce housing, but we're going to clean it up. And it's going to be nicer for these guys who are away from their families to go into a space and feel like it's better than a hotel.
Aw.
It's not depressing, right? And it's and they can hop on the freeway and go to either any of those places.
That's great.
So
How big is it?
12 units. It's a little motel.
What I wanted to say earlier that I think you do such an incredible job of, Birdie, is, we talk about Dispo drives acquisition, but what you do is take it a step further and you approach real estate with empathy, thinking about the end user who's living there, which is
100%.
such a different way of framing it. And it's what makes me love you so much.
Thank you. I cannot imagine, and I think this is part of this was a piece of me that was informed by the way I grew up. But I will just say this: I won't get into all that because that's like a sob story. No, I'm joking.
We all have our
No, I'm kidding. So I cannot imagine a world where and I know it exists because you just brought this up, Rachel. I think the only way to invest, in my opinion, is to understand who's buying that thing off the shelf. Who are you aiming at?
It's your target market, and
You have to understand that.
well, I mean, I've always understood that because of being an agent. I always target to specific people.
Right.
Ocean, you want, and that's like, I have my niche. I
Right.
know what I'm selling to. I know what I'm good at, and I think that that's definitely something that this community definitely doesn't have enough of. Birdie, I brought in something into this. No offense to everyone else, but you're like this light of shiny light of beautiful, like just not even just your outer appearance, but just, I don't know. I love design, and I think I'm just geeking out on that. And I don't get that a lot here. It's like,
Yeah.
no offense to Rachel, I love your face so much, but the hats and the this and the, so it's nice to kind of like, there's just not, it's just like, I remember the first time I saw Pace's people, and I'm like, what are they wearing? Why are they wearing these t-shirts with the
Hoodies
sign on it? And I was like thinking my 7th grade kid and hoodies, like that's all she wears. She just likes hoodies. I'm like, it is 95 degrees out, Kate. Like,
she'll get over it. She'll get over it.
We're getting better. We're getting better.
So I love that we get gear.
I love it.
SubTo, but Rachel can attest to this. I will cut my t-shirt. I will cut the hoodie off. I have 4 sweatshirts upstairs where I have cut 1980s is my friend. I will.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It'll fall off my shoulder like I'm Madonna. But whatever.
But I want to clarify what I'm saying, because I want everyone to understand what I meant by that. I mean, yeah, you're beautiful outside, but in this community that we have, you have taken your gifts, your experience, and you have brought it to our community. So anyone that's out there that has a gift that doesn't know how to use it, because you even said it at the beginning, it wasn't exactly sure, but then you realize, like, hey, this is my gift. Like, that's what this podcast is for. This podcast is for the people that have gone through all the training, all our newbies, and they don't know where to go. And you're a prime example of taking what experiences you have, what gifts you have, because this community is so open to like allowing you to be yourself. I really do. And you will find, if you work hard enough, you grind, you get on enough Zooms, you get on enough social, you will find your niche. You don't have to change a lot about yourself. I mean, you have to be open to be educated, but if you have that gift, so you came in with that gift, whoever thought that you would need, I mean, your position, but your position is so big, so necessary, because I see it in marketing. I'm a marketer, so I see it how people wholesale marketing, and I'm like, they don't even get the address right sometimes. But no, and and I like to go and do videos on these wholesale houses. Like, we're taking what used to be to another level, because that's awesome. Because wholesaling could be a very funny word, right? Like, people don't like it. Again, I'm not going to go. Dustin, we actually, if anyone hasn't seen Dustin's video that we did Monday, which was the 8th, he spoke about how he communicates with other owners of the houses. Oh my gosh, girl, you killed it. So
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, taking it to the next level is what you've done to our community. So thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because,
thank you.
And I think that's something you can speak about more too, because that is because there are people out there selling $1 million homes in this community, and they need you.
Yeah.
They do.
Can I ask, Birdie, I want to make a clone of you right now. And that clone of you, I want you to tell the community how you wish, or a piece of advice on how to incorporate design when you're either doing a fix and flip. Like, basically, I want to help people be able to understand through your lens, like how to look at things. How does someone look at and think about the end user? What advice would you offer?
That's a great question. And I do, and this will tie into what I wanted to respond to Kate just now, because I think it's important. What happens is a lot of people think that I only do high end, which is lovely.
No,
And that is the market. No, but that is the market I came from in Southern California. I mean, a garage is $1 million. So like, whatever.
I live in Key West. Okay. So
yes, you get it. So, and Charleston is not so far behind that, by the way. It's like very nice here and
very nice.
It's expensive. But what I like to express, like one of my first inside the community projects was on a house that this woman bought for, I want to say $280.
Nice.
And she listed it for $400, and I think she ended up getting $390. I think the timing of when it hit the market was a little off, and I think finishes wise and like where it was located was a corner lot, and all of that was, I think she could have gotten $425, but I think she got a little anxious towards the end, like she wanted to get it on the market, and it was right at Halloween, and it was just like a weird time coming into the holidays, and so she just took the first offer, which is fine. It came 3 days. She's had it under contract 3 days after it went on the market. So
sometimes that 10 grand, 35 grand, that, yeah.
Exactly. A bird in the hand, as they say. So I would say this, if this can go in two different directions. If you're an experienced fix and flipper or a person who is a buy and holder, and you tend to do, this is your buy box and this is what you do. I always say, because they're like, well, I do my thing, I know what I'm doing. Cool. I also think it's very important to check yourself, because what you end up doing is getting into this pattern where you're focused on a particular zip code or two, and you're going in and you're flipping volume of houses. And what happens is the buyers all start to know, as do the agents and all of these other people, start to know that's a so-and-so's flip, that's a so-and-so, and they all look the same.
Yes.
And people, when you're especially in this market that we all know has shifted to a buyer's market, and I know that some areas, I'm not saying across the board, everywhere in America, it's a buyer's market. I'm just saying most markets are buyer's markets now. Even in a strong seller's market, you're more likely to work with a buyer who is ready, willing, and able to buy your house. That's all I'm saying. So when you are in a slightly more buyer's market, you have to understand they're going to be picky, and they're going to go, I don't want my house to look like the 10 other flips you just did. I don't want the black and white and natural wood. Please change your style. And that's just going to be a subconscious thing, whether they realize it or not. They're walking into a property and thinking, this feels just like 6 other houses I just walked through. They may not communicate that. And like I just said, they may not even know consciously that they're not that excited about the house. They don't feel excited. The reason is because they've seen it 6 other times in the last 2 weeks. What I try to get people to understand is that the psychology around a buyer's excitement is sensory. It is a sensory experience. So if you think you want to grab the excitement of everybody that walks in the door, then you need to go beyond what you've been doing.
Well, and times are changing. I mean, times change.
Yes.
Design changes. Colors change. And
Right.
most GCs are male. I mean, I know a couple of girlfriends that have done it, but
Right.
so they're just on a schedule. They're just like, boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
white tile, backsplash, this.
Right.
And you're right. And nowadays, with the buyers being a buyer's market, it's you have to step outside that box, and that's really you're it.
Right. So that's that market. So, and I will say this, it's the things that I have to communicate with those types of investors, it gets tricky because they know what their spreadsheet says. They know what has worked. So they're bringing their basket of, I know what works in this market to the conversation. And what I'm trying to get them to do is just put it down and have a conversation with me and understand that I will guide you. I will give you a map. I will tell you I am a student of what is trending now, but I also know what's coming in the next 5 years. So do you want to be safe, or do you want to do something that's slightly different that you're going to grab the attention of people and they're going to go, wait a minute, is this different? And there might be people who go, I don't know how I feel about it. Cool. But I guarantee you will get somebody or many people to pull the trigger faster when they get excited about the fact that there's something different going on. And so it's just a nuanced thing, but you have to have the conversations, and I have to tell them, like, look, you're going to pull the trigger, and I cannot babysit your emotion as the investor. I'm not going to babysit you around this. I'm just going to present to you what I know to be truly impactful, and the tiles cost the same amount of money. If you want to do white subways with a white countertop, I'm not going to stop you because it's going to sell. I'm just going to tell you, if you want something different and if you want to cut your teeth on something a little bit different so that in 2 years you've cut your teeth on it already, then I'm the girl for you. If you are
into that community and you're learning that community, you're learning what people are liking, and that is
right.
That's
right. So there's that. And then with the newbies, I'm basically just saying, you know, I'm a little bit gentler with my map. You know, I'm a little bit gentler, but I definitely appreciate that they're more trusting of what I'm going to guide them towards. And so that's actually a little bit easier. And it's more fun for me because they're just more trusting. So we've all heard the expression, asshole, don't be an asshole. I think that a lot in my brain. Like, please don't be an asshole. If you want to pay me, I promise you, I will guide you towards the light.
right.
But some people just don't. They get just really uptight about it, and but I will do the boards and I will give them the map, and then if they off-road the vehicle, I'm not going to call AAA.
I hear you, girl.
Can I ask another question that kind of segues off that?
Yeah.
So you talked about doing that for luxury houses, but also doing it for, I'm just going to say first-time home buyer, like, or not multi-million-dollar homes.
Right.
How do you take elements that are expensive? Like, how do you get that inspiration to be like, this is this expensive thing. This is how I can do it for someone who doesn't, you know, have that kind of a budget. Like, to me, that's incredible.
Yeah. So the knockoff world is vast.
Okay.
It's vast. And I have, you know, when I was living in Manhattan Beach and I was doing word of mouth, that's how I built my business. Sadly, I will say this, I was known as the person who could knock anything off and make it look expensive. I didn't like being considered the discount designer, but that's essentially kind of the way, because it's very easy for me to go to the Pacific Design Center and buy a light for $7,000.
Yeah.
Very easy. The hard part is putting in the time to understand where I can get the closest knockoff for $1,200. And I did that very well. I really just wanted to go to PDC and be like, let's spend $1 million on your budget. Like, that's way more fun. But let's be honest, that's not what most people, nor their husbands, because I was working a lot with women. The husbands didn't really want me to do that either. So yes, there is definitely a way to do, and it's also just about understanding where you need to put that money. You know, we're not buying bidets for the bathroom. Like, this is not, you know.
Right. And I mean, honestly, you can still do a $300,000, $400,000 project and still create something unique. You
Yes.
don't have to have these.
Yes.
I'm not saying you need $1 million budgets. I'm just saying because I made more money on my 2 wholesale deals that were less than $300,000 in the Florida Keys than
Yeah.
I did selling a $1.5 million house.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I know the difference between both. And
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean because you have a $350,000 house that adding in some character won't
Mhm.
harm it. It'll actually.
You don't have to just do vinyl flooring.
I know.
Yeah. You know how
Can
I
we-
know that?
Why?
Because I have an account with Lumber Liquidators,
Yeah.
and I just got gorgeous maple floors for a commercial property for $2.69 a foot.
Oh my gosh. See,
Okay, everyone. Okay.
that's the
And I'm
stuff
gonna
you
tell
need to
you,
tell us.
you hear vinyl. When I walk into a house, I can
know,
hear
vinyl's everywhere.
immediately. When you're talking to me, I'm like vinyl floors. I can hear it.
I
I
know.
can feel it. And if you have a dog, they hate your guts with the vinyl floors. If your dog hates your guts, and
Oh.
they're not going to tell you that, but
They're
they
not. Frankie, we don't have Frankie's sleeping on the couch.
do. Now there's SVP. Is it SVP? I always say it wrong. SPV. I don't know. That might be a sexually
LPV.
transmitted disease. No,
L-
not LVP.
Nope.
It's stone something composite, SPC. I think that's it.
Okay.
So it is basically luxury vinyl, but they have this stone composite in it, and it feels here's
tile?
if porcelain wood tiled floor, like the wood looking,
Yeah.
if porcelain tile
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
and vinyl floors had a baby,
That's what it was.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do anything like you think you're going to do luxury vinyl, just do that instead, because it absorbs the sound. And it's just, I know this sounds silly, you guys, but
It's not hard on your back though.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, no, because you know how tile,
Yeah, it can be.
you know
Yeah.
how like the long tiles that are a lot of people
Mhm.
that kind of look like vinyl, like wood
Yeah.
tile looking.
Yeah.
My girlfriend just did her whole house in it, and she had to end up putting carpets down because her back was starting
Yeah.
to hurt.
That
Like,
makes sense. I mean, look, it's never going to be the same feeling as wood or engineered wood, and it's not going to be the same even as like a natural stone, like a clay tile, or like a clay or like a SubTo or a limestone.
you know,
Like
Mexican
that-
tiles.
I
So,
love
that's my
those.
whole childhood home. My parents' house.
Okay, can I just tell you, I love them. A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm a love affair with them." I
You
love
ever do,
SubTo.
travertine?
I love travertine. I like anything natural. I'm a huge fan of marble countertops because in America, people in America don't like their countertops to have a personality. That's whatever. We're very vanilla. Go to Europe. People are like, well,
Oh, yeah.
what happens to my marble if something spills on it? I was like, have you been to Europe? They have spilled jelly, wine, cheese, blood
Side of there.
all over the marble, and no one looks like they were murdered in the streets there. Like it's
Oh, I love
beautiful.
that. That's really cool.
So I'm just saying, people, marble over time, will it actually, if you don't seal it, here's a big, I'm going to give your audience a big freaking clue.
All right, let's do
I was
it.
gonna say, let's drop some gold right now.
Ready?
Drop it like it's hot.
Are you
Drop
ready
it like
for
it's
it?
hot.
Okay. Stop sealing your marble. You heard it right.
You heard it right here on
Stop
REI Baddies.
sealing your marble.
Tell us why.
If you seal it, then you have to continually maintain that over the course of having it. So you will have to hone it down, reseal it, polish it down, reseal it. If you don't seal it, it will stain, and over time, it will absorb the stain by itself, like a good piece of marble wants to do.
I had no idea. Are you
Yes,
serious?
stop sealing 100%. It's like skin heals. It's a natural. Well, think about it. Just, yeah. anyway, I won't get psychological.
But
But I meant terrazzo, by the way, not travertine. Terrazzo, you know the
Oh, terrazzo. Yes, I love
Us
it.
old Cubans have it in their house in
love
Key
it.
West. That's what I meant. Not, yeah, I was like,
I love terrazzo tile. Yes, it's
God.
and
sell
there's
it-
lots of knockoffs on that too. So you can buy like
Well, no, and they sell it
not as
now in
pretty.
like blocks. Because back in the day, they just, I don't know what they used to do, but it's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. And certain granites are coming back. There's a lot of ugly granite, like builder grade granite, but certain granites are coming back.
Oh my God, we could, Birdie, I think you're going to be my friend.
Oh, we're not friends yet.
We are now.
Okay.
Well,
Did you guys just become best friends?
We just
No,
became
like, I am like,
just now.
oh, we probably could talk about design.
I know. Rachel's like,
what I
let's
would
move
want to
on.
hear is I need to hear one story where you were in a position and it wasn't good. And I want to hear how you got out of it.
So as far as like real estate investing? Yes.
Anything in
Okay.
our community. What's
I'm
something
currently in one.
Let's go.
Does it have to be
all
current?
right,
No.
maybe we can help you.
Oh, well, there's a lot of people in it. It's a big, massive.
No, I'm messing with you. Well, give
Oh.
us some scenarios. So what we're trying to do right now is to encourage the people that have been in, that we're talking with right now in our community,
Mhm.
and just telling people that, could have went bad. Maybe it did go bad, or maybe you were able to save it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that. All right. So I'll just tell you really quickly. I'm in there's a lot of us in investments now. That was a big portfolio of investments. And I did due diligence. And I talked to the connectors. I talked to other investors. And sometimes, here's what I just want to say. The short of it is, we're probably never going to get our money back. It's really unfortunate. There are just people in the world who are highly manipulative, and they will perform many, many times with the knowledge that they can then very soon get more money. And then when the big payday with the bigger amount of people and the bigger payday comes to roost, they may or may not perform. But it's sort of the way, I don't know if anyone watching this remembers the Ponzi scheme, that New York investor, what was his name again?
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff. Yeah. So we had friends who were in that.
So do I.
Yeah. So that was similar to, this is not obviously to that scale, but similar, that there was performance happening. So you're like, and what ends up happening too is like that gets to be just a runaway train for that person who's doing things unscrupulously. And so the train runs away, and then they're like, and then they just kind of try to ditch and hide and scurry about trying to fill the cracks instead of just revealing that there's cracks. And then it makes it worse. And then more people get involved, and it just becomes this big mess. So that's kind of what we're in now. But what I want to say to that is, sometimes you're going to do due diligence and it's still not going to work. And that's the life of an investor. And that's also, by the way, a life of an entrepreneur. So if you're really, truly a visionary entrepreneur, which some people are not visionaries, some people are just integrator entrepreneurs, and that's okay too. Most of the people who've been successful have said this.
Oh, they've lost money.
Ungodly amounts of times. They fail so many times before they find that big, winning ticket or the big payday. That the path of failure is so much more worn and paved full of successful people at the end than the path of success is like this long. The path of failure is like so much longer.
Amen.
So that's sort of,
so going back. So
it
it sounds like you're in it still.
Yeah. And it's,
you don't have to go into detail, but I guess as far as like you said, oh yeah, we did, our research, we Now, is this within our community or is it somebody that you?
Don't think that. I think one of the partners was in the community, and
But
then
the
the
main person
connectors
wasn't?
were. Well, yeah, no, I don't think so. Mm-mm. But the connectors were all like in the community,
Yeah,
and so there's a lot of people in the community.
that
Whoever's
got
watching
involved.
this know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
But like
it
you said,
is.
I mean, that podcast I sent you yesterday, that little video, the gentleman was like a creative. He's like, I lost $250 million one year. And yet this is real estate. You're always taking a
Mhm.
risk.
Yeah, life isn't over, and you don't need to hide under a rock. You just
Well,
have.
and that's the other thing in this industry. You have to be honest. The first time you start fabricating a situation or lying to your people, like I'm too honest, it's unfortunate. Like I am brutally honest sometimes. And you go down that like snowball effect. It's like just that one little thing. You have to cover that up, and then you have to cover it. Just if you're in a
Mhm.
sticky situation, ask for help, especially the
Mhm.
newbies coming into this. Because even though I've been in real estate for 6 years and an entrepreneur since I was born, I always ask for help.
Mhm.
I've always, and I JV'd all my, I didn't lose money. I just JV'd with all three of my deals since it's been here. And it was a good amount of money and I don't regret it one bit because
Mhm.
I brought in people that knew more than me.
Mhm.
And I will continue to do that in this community. So go ahead,
That's
Rachel.
one of
You got a question.
I try not to interrupt people, and then I'm like,
No, you
okay.
need to, you interrupt me. Like, it's cool.
I think what you bring up, Birdie, is really interesting, and it's going to lead me to this other question. But you talk about doing due diligence. You're not the first person that's talked about, I did due diligence and it still went sideways. And coming from someone who's married to someone who works at a top 10 bank, um, he and I talk about a lot. Like, there's a reason, like, I dislike the banks anyway, but the regulators exist for a reason
Yep.
because
Yeah.
things like this don't happen there. So you have to be very smart about when you're doing transactional lending, not overextending yourself. And again, those relationships matter so much. Which leads me to one of the last questions for the day. And that's, if somebody's watching this, and I don't know how anyone could be watching this and not think like, I need Birdie
In
to
my
be
life.
an advisor on my project. Can you let us know how to get a hold of you?
Yes.
I know you're also going to be hosting Pace and Jameel for when they roll through. So if you want to talk about when that is and where it'll be, because then obviously they'll be able to get a hold of you. And include any of those links so that way we can make sure to promote that when we're putting this live, because I want as many people to work with you as possible.
I love that. Thank you. So I have a couple websites, but I'm just gonna say my my website where everything I'm doing is on there
Yes.
is heybirdie.com.
Freaking love you.
And that's a way you can also get a hold of me and book appointments with me and ask about a design consultation need. And you can ask me to be on your podcast and all of those things. I am trying really hard this year to build my brand, and I'm about to launch my YouTube channel, which is
Oh, so you're doing people belly to belly.
I am doing well. I'm not doing my podcast yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's different. My YouTube channel is about the company I'm building, which is called IE, which is a full sensory immersion design lab that will be coming to a city near you and around the country. So I'm building that. But as far as, so heybirdie.com. And then Pace and Jamil. So they're coming December 9th to Charleston. I'm hosting it also with Austin Marvel. He and I are the fabulous hosts. I'm not going to reveal where we're doing it yet because we're deciding between a couple of places. So I don't want to misspeak. But December 9th, and what else did you ask
That
me?
Rachel and I can come.
I would love that. It's a Tuesday night.
All right, you're not far, and I'll fly into Charlotte, and we can.
No, you guys have to come.
Okay.
It's going to be fabulous.
Well,
I
we
have
have
a visions.
Rachel, my best friend's house is like a 5-bedroom house in St. John. Or she's on. We'll talk about
John's Island.
John's Island. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like one of those really pretty, like old.
You have to come.
Well,
Rachel
house.
came to see me, and I took her to Leon's Chicken and Waffles.
All right, let's go.
So
Birdie, I will absolutely be there. Tracy and I are doing the same thing actually for
Yes.
Pace and Jamil on the 12th. And then I'm having Adam Colburn come on and talk about what they're doing on the 13th. So
Okay, yeah. So I think I'm going to be doing
it.
Circle, and I think on the 8th, perhaps it might be the 8th or the 10th in Savannah.
Oh,
Okay.
So I'm probably going to go. We're just going to do the South Carolina, North
oh,
Carolina,
I'm coming.
their low country tour or whatever.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I love it.
So
I love it.
That's all that. And I would love to work with more people. I have a deep desire to do a luxury resort in a fabulous place outside of the United States. I'm having a conversation with someone about a Costa Rica property, but I don't know if I'll get hired or
I
not.
just got back from there. So
Ooh, I've never been.
down there. So we'll talk about that later.
Yes,
All
I've
right.
never been. So anyway, that's it.
All right, but listen, we have one more question for you.
Oh,
Yep. This is one that we ask everybody,
And
Birdie.
it's
Do
the
you
most
want to?
important question. You can go
Yeah.
ahead and ask it. I asked it. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, ask the boy, or you ask the boy, so I'll ask Birdie.
okay.
What does being an REI baddie mean to you, Miss Birdie B?
I love this question. I think it means that when you are facing something that is really hard and uncomfortable, you lean into it super hard. And when you fall to your knees out of difficulty or just an internal temper tantrum like I do, you keep pushing. You get up off your knees and you keep pushing through the storm because you know that the other side is going to find you wiser, better off than you were before, and thicker skinned, and able to help people who have not yet come through the storm. And that's life in general, but I think in real estate, especially because there are so many opportunities to build and grow and build wealth and legacy, and that there's just so much opportunity that to be able to be on the other side of each small storm or large storm and reach through and help other people come through it changes the world. I think it changes the world.
As
I love you, Birdie. Like, that was beautiful.
Is that a good answer? I'm like, oh,
made me cry a
That
little.
was a
oh
really good
yeah.
one.
Let's have a crying moment. I'm always.
I'm always looking for it.
I also think internal temper tantrum might be one of my new favorite phrases.
I have them. I've had them for a long time. They've never left me. I've never. It's my fountain of youth.
I'm gonna definitely coin
I
that.
think I need to have more. I need to let it out a little bit more. I'm a very
Oh gosh, I wish. Yeah, I'm
Why-
trying to lean in more into the self mastery thing. I'm getting better. Most people. Yeah, I have temper tantrums. They're not always visible temper tantrums. I sometimes hide in my car. I have a lot of nasty conversations with myself.
baby. No.
Oh, I mean, like with the invisible other person
Oh, there you go. Got
in
it.
my. So okay, I have to tell you guys something really fast. I know we have to go, but
Please do.
So when I was an actress in Los Angeles, this is before a cell phone Bluetooth in the cars. Okay, so this is when like you still had maybe even the pager days
Yeah, like-
into like the cell phone days, but like there was no Bluetooth.
No.
But I would be going to auditions and I would be running my lines. So I'm like sitting there and I'm running my lines and I'm talking, full talking expression, driving my car, expressively talking to myself. And I can't tell you how many times I would stop and I would look over and people were like, looking at me like, she is a full batshit.
Yeah.
And here's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, because this is a really fun story. I have a lot of fun stories.
I'm all about it. We have nothing.
Okay.
We're good. You keep talking.
So I am living in a condo building And David and I are married. We have next door neighbors that we share, one wall or whatever. And I'm running lines with him. And it's one of those NCIS shows or whatever. I can't remember the show. And I'm talking about my boyfriend in the show is going to bomb someone, kill a politician or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm upset and I'm trying to one scene is like me trying to talk him out of it, and then the next scene is me with the investigators warning them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm running the lines. This has truly happened, you guys. Hand to God, this truly happened.
Oh my God. Oh, the police came.
The police came to my door. Multiple police officers. By the way, with a squad of police outside.
Oh my God.
Full throttle.
Did neighbor not know you at all? Like,
No, they didn't really. Like, people in LA, LA is a very self-important. No, I mean, just like meaning you don't mean it's so people are in and out, right? Like,
hey, I get it.
It was a rental.
Serious.
We didn't own it. So it was like rentals, condos. They came to my door and it was like, as I opened the door, it's 2 police officers. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
Hi.
The minute I opened the door, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm an actress. I really am. I said, and I think I even had my sides in my hand. I was like, here, you can look at my audition sides. Like you can read them yourself. And I see the one female police officer look down the stairs and say something. And I like poked my head out and I was like, holy crap. My neighbor said, what was happening? I came home this is later. My neighbor's like, what was happening at the building? I was coming home from Target. I couldn't even pull into the driveway. There were all these police. I was like, oh, I was just a really good actress. That's what was happening.
You get the role?
No, I didn't. I mean, are you kidding me? I could have won an
Oscar
an Emmy.
for that one.
And yeah.
Well, I will say this.
I will say that I'm happy that
in my
they actually
life.
called, because if that could have been a bad situation, at least they were
Right.
I love it.
Responsive.
Hey, you had good neighbors.
Can you freaking imagine though?
Rachel.
Can you imagine being the neighbor and just like shitting your pants?
Yeah.
Thinking your neighbor is about to kill some politicians?
I mean, to be fair, Birdie, I was married to someone in the special operations community, so we had all sorts of not killing politicians, but all sorts of very off-color conversations.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
But what I will tell you is that I think anyone would be hard pressed to find anyone in the community that has a story like that.
I guarantee. Listen, amongst my actor friends, I don't even know how often that happens with other people. Like.
That's a very unique story. That's like
It's-
a one time.
And I often forget about it until I talk to cool people like you guys, and then I'm like, oh, LA.
Well, for everyone listening, I think this is the time to say you have to connect with Birdie, or apparently the police come to your house. So, and with that, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode to hear about Birdie's awesome stories, and also just so more investors can learn about what we do in the creative space from conversations like this.
Thank you.
And as always, keep stacking those wins, because that's how you become a baddie.
That's right.
Real estate gets real.
I'm Rachel Davis.
And I'm Kate Baldwin.
I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can